Ryan, just to clarify, you guys didn't hear that, right?
We heard nothing.
You heard
There was
nothing.
just
Dang it.
silence for like,
See, I had it working the one time when we did it for the game night, but now I can't get it to work again, so I think that's my fault. But anyway, what's going on, lads and lasses? We out here. Welcome to the Simonji podcast. Thank you for joining us. My name is Josh. I'm your host, and I'm joined today by Adam, Liz,
Hi.
and Becca.
Hi.
Nice. All right. So on today's episode of the Simonji podcast, we're going to be discussing a movie review, specifically the movie review of Jurassic World Dominion, and I have a fun little bumper to go along with that. Here we go. So, general thoughts on the movie. Like, dislike?
awful.
Awful. Okay. Liz, how do you feel about it?
It was pretty bad.
Okay. All right. And Becca, what did you think about the movie?
I liked it. It was
You liked
good.
it? Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
I thought the movie was okay. It was definitely better than the last one, the second Jurassic World sequel. I thought it was okay. It was cheesy and like not the best, but it was fine, I thought.
Josh, you like that movie?
I didn't say I liked it. I just said it was okay.
No way.
Well, let's
There's
jump.
no way.
Let's jump into it. What are the pros and cons? I mean, for me specifically, the movie I thought was okay. It was like a typical like monster movie, just like lots of stuff happening and explosions and people screaming, and that was it. That was
You
my
gave
thoughts.
Godzilla vs. Kong like a 2 out of 10, but you give this movie an okay. This movie's worse than like 1716 in Paris or whatever the frick it is.
16, 17 appearance.
I would honestly watch 1517 in Paris 10 times in a row than watch that movie ever again. It
Wow.
was
Okay. That's quite the statement. Becca, how do you feel about this movie?
Well, obviously it was like fan service, bringing the old people back in and keeping Chris Pratt in.
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
really
dinosaurs, am
enjoyed
I right? Hey-oh.
that.
No.
I really liked it. I did.
Okay.
It reminded me of Spider-Man No Way Home, Far From Home.
No
The
way
one-
home.
No Way Home, the one with the 3 Spider-Man. Like, definitely it was meant for the nostalgia factor,
Sure.
but I didn't mind it, and I knew that going in, so like it wasn't like, oh, like I wasn't expecting a good movie.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of how I went into seeing this movie. I was like not expecting to see a good movie, especially after the second one.
Yeah. And again, it's not like, I'm not saying it was a good movie, but I'm saying I liked it because of the nostalgia factor. you know?
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
But like if the question was, is it a good movie? The answer is no.
No, that was not the question. Just our general thoughts on the movie. Yeah.
And I liked,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Oh, there you go.
Not a masterpiece, but you know.
Right. All right. And Liz, what do you think?
It was definitely worse. The worst one of the 6,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't say it was like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I still think that last one was bad because, well, getting in specifics now. By the way, we are spoiling Jurassic World Dominion, so if you're not a fan of spoilers, turn off this podcast now and watch it later.
Chris Pratt dies.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Like Tiggery died.
Cedric Diggory dies. Yes, absolutely. So the one thing I liked more about this movie compared to the last one is the laser pointer. So you know how in the last one, they had a laser pointer on the gun and they used the laser pointer on the gun to target somebody and then tell the dinosaur to kill it rather than pull the trigger and kill the person. In this one, the guy just had a little laser pointer like in his hand type thing. So I thought that was like, hey, they heard the complaints and how stupid the last one was, so they did it. Nice job.
The only good thing about this movie was the guy that plays Ian Malcolm, whatever his name
Yes,
is.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he was the only good thing about this movie.
Yeah.
He kept it together.
Yeah.
He honestly looked like he was having a lot of fun in this movie, just like him being himself and like embracing like the meme culture. Like I laughed out loud like near the end of the movie, like he starts like unbuttoning his shirt and like the one lady's just like, what are you doing? Like I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Everybody else in this movie looked depressed as could be and hated their lives, whereas he looks like he liked the movie.
Well, the actor that plays as Alan Grant, like that's just him in general. Like I feel like just like, oh yeah, be stoic and like, oh no, things are happening, dinosaurs, make a witty grandpa joke. Like that was just his character in general.
Yeah, I guess.
Feel about the romance between Alan Grant and the other chick, the
Ellie?
chick.
Yeah. You mean the I didn't. So I have a feeling I didn't know where you're going with this, Becca. Because did you hear about the controversy about this? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I honestly I didn't mind it. The romance between the two. I was kind of like hoping they did it like at the very beginning, but then like they were like, oh, Jurassic Park 3. Guess what? She gets married and has a kid with some other dude, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then in this one they just kind of like abruptly say, oh, by the way, we're no longer married. You know, want to make out type thing, and that was it.
I could care less.
You could or you couldn't.
Yes. So, Becca, what did you think about the romance between Alan Grant and Ellie, whatever her name is?
I didn't mind that it happened. Like I think I like them together, but it felt it felt this angle where like, divorced her husband and she has kids. Like it just felt. It did feel forced. I didn't really like it, but
Yeah, definitely. So for Adam and Liz, I don't know if you guys did hear about this, but there was some controversy after the movie came out because of that one kissing scene. So apparently the actress who plays as Ellie in Jurassic Park, aka the purple hair girl from everyone's favorite Star Wars The Last Jedi, she was complaining that there was like apparently a huge age difference between Alan Grant and Ellie Sadler, I think her name is. Becca, do you remember what the age gap was?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I want to say it was like 10 years or something like that. Like, it wasn't like a huge deal. It was just like one of those things like, oh, okay, that's weird, but you guys are fine now. You look exactly the same age. If anything, she looks older than him, so.
No.
Do you want to put it? I can pull up a picture right now. Let's see here real quick.
Fine.
To be fair, the guy that plays Alan Grant, like his white beard and white hair did look really fake.
Liz, how do I zoom in on a computer? On a PC?
You grab it and you go woo.
So it's like,
Okay, boomer.
doing it. I know that was such an okay boomer thing to say. So here's the chick. Right, she looks like a dinosaur, and then here's the guy.
His fake. It looks like it's CGI'd on.
It's not. That's his actual God-given hair.
He looks literally like a cowboy.
It looks like they white.
It's like Cowboy versus Aliens, but with Santa Claus as the main character. Like,
I love that you're just roasting this man for existing.
no.
So I realized something, guys. Don't
What?
hate me.
You're not recording?
I was recording just my face the entire time.
Oh,
Damn it. There you go. Okay, now I can see everybody. Oh, gosh.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
If you go on the internet and look up my first and last name and press on videos, the first thing that pops up is KPL Universe.
that's his things of wow.
Yeah, that's my things of WoW.
So what other things can we talk about this movie? Let's talk about the good things. What were the good things that we liked about this movie, Jurassic World Dominion?
We already named them.
The throwback to like the old Jurassic Park. Was it the death of the one guy? Where he's like killed by those little dinosaurs? The little baby ones. Or no, the big one.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the fat guy from Seinfeld.
Oh, the Dilophosaurus. They had the can. The shaving cream can.
The shaving cream can. I thought that was the dumbest Easter egg.
Where was that even? Like,
It was at the very end where the wannabe Elon Musk / Mark Zuckerberg / Jeff Bezos, like he was he had like a whole collection of like dinosaur stuff or whatever, and that was one of them. It was the can like just sitting on his shelf, and I was like, how could he find that? It was gone. It was literally just thrown in there at the very end, like, oh, remember the callback to the first one? Oh, stupid.
Yeah, the villain was.
Brought down my pro.
It's
okay.
okay. But the villain sucked so much.
The
he's
villain
so-
was stupid.
They
I didn't
took a
understand
good
his
act-
motive like at all because he was so like schizophrenic and like just not all there. Like I didn't. It was hard to follow like what his goal was.
I'm glad he died.
Me too. His death scene was cool though. I will say like him like in the train at the very end where the lights kept like turning on and then turning off and then there's the Dilophosaurus. I thought that was cool.
That's what I meant. That was cool.
Okay,
That death scene. I feel like it was a throwback to something like that.
gotcha.
Not
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, because that's how the fat guy died to the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
No, but the villain sucked. They took such a good actor and just gave him like the crappiest like role. Where, like
What?
Just be an autistic. Just say you're smart. Like
What other
No,
movies
this
has
is-
that gentleman been in? I'm not familiar
Spider
with this.
Man. He was Peter Parker's daddy.
Oh, that's right. And then he died at the very beginning. Spoiler.
Well, yeah.
It's like you say Spider-Man's daddy. Clearly he's dead.
His daddy. Well, in the deleted scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he comes back. But that was before they knew that the movie would bomb.
Even though it was like one of the best Spider-Man movies.
I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast, but I got a hot take.
Uh-oh.
So you guys, since you guys can't hear the soundbite, it's feeling hot, 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 and then it just disappears. Like that's the soundbite. Here, I'll play it again for the audience. So here's my hot take. I didn't like Spider-Man No Way Home just because at the very end of the movie, it's what it does with every single superhero movie and every single franchise movie. They took the ending of all these villains and heroes, erased it with the hopes of starting all the way over. So think
I
about
agree.
it.
I thought it was a cool concept.
I
That
thought
was
I
dope.
thought it was cool bringing them all back as they were, even though technically Doc Ock and Green Goblin were dead, so they shouldn't have been there in the first place. But at the very end, where they just took away everybody's powers and then just reset the whole universe too, where now nobody knows who Spider-Man is, including Mary Jane. It's just
Okay.
lazy. It's lazy writing to me. So that was my hot take.
I thought the movie itself, like by itself, was not a good movie,
Mm-hmm.
but because of the nostalgic factor of like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, it made it a good movie.
Sure, yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was because of the nostalgia, but yeah, as a movie as a whole, no, it was just
Well, pretty much
bleh.
Spider-Man No Way Home did what Jurassic World couldn't.
Did what Jurassic World couldn't. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, with the nostalgia factor.
Definitely.
And that's
yeah.
what made it better movie
Espe-
in general.
Especially since this is the third movie in the reboot trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, because Spider-Man's also technically the third movie. But yeah. I agree with you, Liz. They did do it better in Spider-Man compared to this.
I think the key difference is that with Jurassic World Domination, that felt like like that was the last movie, the end of the trilogy. With
Yeah.
Spider-Man, more of a stepping stone. It reset the universe for Spider-Man. It boosted Doctor Strange and his series. It helped out with Wanda. Like it was more of like a kind of like I guess a stepping stone for these other movies, and I think that's why it feels different.
Right.
It's because feels like a bookend, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. With Jurassic World, the way how it ended, it just left so many like unanswered questions. Like it honestly felt like the end of Godzilla versus Kong, where there's like, oh, everyone just lives in harmony now. At the end,
Yeah.
like that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the ending of Jurassic World Dominion, we'll stop talking about Spider-Man. But with Jurassic World Dominion, like. We were laughing like in the theater. So I saw it with Josh and Meadow and a bunch of other people. Rochelle unfortunately could not make it. We saw it, and the one scene at the very end where it's the where it's the T-Rex versus the Allosaur or the Gigantosaur, whatever it is, where they're fighting against each other, and then the dinosaur with like the long fingernails, whatever, he got involved too, and then the T-Rex and the guy with the long fingernails fought each other, where they pushed the Gigantosaur, he got pierced. You guys know what I'm talking about? That was the dumbest scene I've ever seen.
Yes, it was definitely thrown in just for action factor.
The main dinosaur died the same way it did as in the previous movie.
The Indoraptor? Oh yeah, I guess it did.
Yeah.
No, that's
They
true.
both died on like two spikes, like freaking. If you look up a picture of it, they literally died the same exact way.
No, I'm not gonna look it up. I don't care.
Becca looks like she's questioning me, so she's gonna look it up.
Oh, I said, and then I went, oh yeah, you're right.
She was reminiscing, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Yes.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out a way to kill off the dinosaur, so they just literally did the same thing again.
So they kept all the
Also-
other dinosaurs alive?
What?
So they kept all the other dinosaurs alive, but killed that one instead? Like they didn't know what to do with it?
Yeah.
Because it was asserting dominance, and the T-Rex didn't like that. Because the
Yeah.
T-Rex was always
The dominant one? He
Yeah.
wasn't no sub.
that whole, like, showing the logo of Jurassic World in the middle of the fight or whatever,
Yeah.
where he puts the head between the circle. I was so pissed at that point, because I was like, okay, they're just pulling whatever they can, any kind of shot possible.
Yeah.
And it's just all so cringy, and it was so forced, and I was just... At that point, I was like, okay, roll credits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I fell asleep.
Oh, here we go.
So did I.
Yeah, definitely fell asleep. So if you asked me to describe the plot of this movie, I would not be able to tell you.
Okay.
I remember Al Grant, I remember Jeff Goldblum, and that's about it.
Okay.
I remember like there was like a girl in there, like a little girl, like I don't know who she was. I don't know what she was doing there.
She was more annoying in this movie compared to the last one, and she was annoying in the last one. It just...
She didn't have a British accent in the first one that she was in?
She did have a British accent, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Becca, in the
remember-
last movie, I don't know if you saw the second Jurassic World movie. No? So in the ending of that one, that little girl in the Jurassic World 3, she let all the dinosaurs go to scatter all over the globe, like from Jurassic Park.
So she's a clone, also.
Yeah, that was the other thing. So,
Oh,
yeah.
back to me. It's coming back to me.
Okay.
Like recordings of her talking and whatever.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that was another weird thing.
The second one was with the volcano erupting and stuff. Or
Yeah,
no?
that is correct.
Yeah.
I think I remember that vaguely.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have another hot take. So
You're overusing it too much, John.
that's my new favorite bumper, honestly. I have another one, but we'll talk about it later. What was my hot take?
Josh, hear me out.
Okay.
What you got is you got to say something so blasphemous, and then you push the button. Like women don't deserve rights.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right. So, I remember what it was now. Okay. Jurassic World Dominion is a pro-life movie.
Explain.
Okay, so well, all of them are. They're all trying to save the dinosaurs. Like they're not trying to kill them because everybody was like at the end of the second one they wanted to kill all the dinosaurs that was in that guy's mansion, right? But then the one chick was like, "No, I got to let them be free because they're just like me."
I think it's more of like a, what's the thing? PETA? Is it PETA? Yeah, PETA. The ones that don't eat animals.
Yeah,
I think it's more of like a PETA fest or like a vegan fest.
but don't you think that PETA is pro-life?
Only
Are
with
you
animals.
talking about pro-life based off of abortion, or just pro-life like all lives matter
Just
type thing? Like,
that was it. Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
That's what I mean. Like it's a mix of PETA and like not killing anything just for the sake of putting a species to extinction.
Well, the people that were like doing the sanctuary for the dinosaurs on that little island or whatever, they felt very PETA-like.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true.
give you that.
Yeah. That'll be the
See,
title. That'll be the title of this video. Is Jurassic World Dominion pro-life?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, just shut down immediately.
I just think that progression happened way too quickly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
In real life, if we had dinosaurs, people would not be like, let's protect the dinosaurs. People would be using it for greed, for money, and then if a dinosaur ever got out, it would be instant death. I mean, think of Harambe. It's not like, oh, protect the gorilla from eating the kid. No, it was bang, bang, you're dead. Like,
R.I.P. Harambe.
R.I.P.
We'll never forget you.
It's so political, and it's not even realistic. Like, I don't think that would ever become a thing.
Yeah, if that was their goal to try to explain, that's what they're trying to. What am I trying to say? If that was their goal to explain, we're doing this, we're protecting dinosaur lives, even though they're endangered. They did, yeah, like you said, Becca, they did a very rushed job doing it. That's why I just thought that whole storyline was just lame to begin with. Like, I don't know. I think.
Speaking of the storyline, go ahead, Josh.
No, go ahead, Liz.
What was the whole point of the locusts and like releasing them and making them alive again? Like, where did that come from?
You know,
and it never fixed it. Well, I mean, it fixed itself, but no one ever explained it.
That was another like weird like story beat that just did like fizzled out like with no answers whatsoever. Like,
yeah.
I think the dinosaur thing is overplayed. Like I know that's Jurassic Park thing is dinosaurs. I think they could have done something with the locust because they're still that same technology of taking ancient DNA and putting it into newer creatures and whatever. Because realistic, I feel like that could happen one of these days, and it has actually. I think it has happened already. And the corruption behind the locust eating the other farms so that they have to buy the product of the person who made those locusts. That is very realistic, and I feel like it could actually happen. And I liked that plot line, but it just doesn't make sense with dinosaurs. I feel like that would be its own separate movie or whatever.
Yeah, it did seem very out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked the idea of it because I think that's extremely realistic and happens.
Yeah, I think honestly the whole reason why they threw in the locust scene or that whole storyline was just to bring the one old bag into the story, like to bring her character back.
Like that was kind of her arc, and then Alan Grant had his own side quest, and then Chris Pratt didn't feel like the main character in this, and I feel like that's kind of where they went wrong because it's still his trilogy. I feel like they should have made this movie about them and then have like a separate spin-off movie with the nostalgia factor with these people and have like that locust arc bigger. I feel like that would have been more interesting. There was just a lot going on, and it did feel like they just try to push so much content into one movie, and it was really long, and I was kind of bored for half of it. But
yeah, it was definitely long. I know that Adam had mentioned when he saw it that he said that Chris Pratt looks really bored and did not want to be in the movie.
Yeah, he looked so depressed. Yeah, I fell asleep during the movie while they were in like the desert city or whatever.
Yeah, that's the stupid.
I missed that entire like part of the movie.
That's the part, Becca, where they're on the bike and Chris Pratt's running from the T-Rexes, from the Velociraptors.
Yeah, I passed out through that. I was just so bored.
That was the one scene where I saw the trailer of it, and I was like, this movie is going to be garbage, just because of that one scene where he's on a bike, riding in the city like James Bond, and he's being chased by Velociraptors, and there's a T-Rex in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And it was the
Conator.
definitely him.
Say it again, Becca, you're cutting out.
Oh, sorry. I said that it's the way that those raptors definitely would have caught him, but didn't because plot armor. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
It like the thrill of the chase because it's like obviously we know they're not gonna catch up to him. I feel like it would have been more exciting if, you know, they grab his leg, they rip him off the bike, and he's like, my leg, you know, and he loses a leg, right? He has a peg leg now, and someone else comes in and saves him. I feel like that would have been, you know.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but at the very beginning of the movie, Blue bites Chris Pratt like in the hand, like when the baby gets stolen, when Baby Blue gets stolen. And I was like, oh, he lost his hand. That's pretty cool. But then that was it. Like, he was fine. He was using his hand and everything. Like, he was fighting with a knife. Like, I was like, what was the point of that scene?
I know. It was stupid.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and that whole thing with Blue and the baby, like, again, there's just so much happening in this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even. When did Blue get a baby? And
in
like,
that movie.
Like,
in this movie, that's when they introduced that Blue had a baby. Because I don't know if you know this, Becca, but Jurassic Park supports transgenderism.
Started, Josh. I mean, he's absolutely right, but
They explain it in the very first Jurassic Park, like the idea, like all the dinosaurs were created female, but because of the frog gene that they had inside their DNA, they were able to turn into male and then have babies.
with
But
themselves.
Blue was different because Blue had the same DNA as the mom, who then cloned herself, had the baby, and then that baby was the little girl. So baby Blue is really technically a clone of Blue.
Oh,
the fact that this is more complicated than Tenet is just shows you how bad of a movie it
Yeah,
is.
no kidding.
There's too many plots. Way too many.
They threw a lot in this movie, and it was very confusing to follow.
so Blue cloned herself. Like a scientist didn't do it. Like she did it herself.
No. So a scientist created Blue using the DNA in her, right?
Who?
So
Who
the,
is her?
okay, so the woman that had the baby and then had the little girl that set all the dinosaurs free. Okay, so she's the scientist that put the DNA in Blue, and then Blue, using that DNA, was able to have a baby.
The math ain't mathin'.
I know.
I need a drink.
It's like kind of like
Like-
how they're saying that women don't need men to have babies.
Yeah,
That's kind of what happened.
that's
to
a
Blue.
different psychological process, though. Because that would make sense, right? Using the bone marrow in your own body to whatever. Because I've heard the science behind that. That's different than entirely cloning yourself.
This is a science fiction movie. You're trying to follow the science that they've provided in the movies, and it's a little shaky.
She had sex with herself because she can change genders.
What?
Okay.
She grew a penis and a vagina and then made love to herself to make a child.
This is the issue. Because in Jurassic Park, the original, they at least attempt to make scientific sense, right? Like you're taking the genes of an old thing that's dead, that was preserved, and you're splicing it and whatever. Like they explain the science. It doesn't really make sense, but it almost does. You know what I mean? It's like semi-realistic, so you're still like involved in it.
It's still science fiction, though, is the thing. You have to remember that.
Yeah, and that's fine. But cloning yourself just because you put a cloning DNA, now I can just clone myself. Like an exact version, exact DNA. Like,
Welcome to lazy writing.
Yeah, absolutely, Liz. It is lazy writing. No.
it's just like, it would be different. It would be different if it was like, it's Blue, the adult, Blue, is a female, and they gave her a gene where you could give birth without the help of a man. That would be different. But this is a clone version of herself that she just decided was like, I'm going to clone myself right now. Why would the clone not be her size? Why would it be a baby? If you're,
Oh my gosh.
I mean-
She's Naruto.
right? That would have been more exciting seeing a dinosaur do jujitsu, dude. Tiger, bull, ram.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that made me laugh.
It was cringy, and it felt like everyone was over it, and I think that's why they brought so many different plots into it. They're like, okay, let's get all of this over with, try and close up as many holes as we can, and the end.
And by doing that, they created many more holes that they just left unanswered.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
lazy writing.
So I did write down the question. Obviously, this is not going to be the last Jurassic Park movie, whether they're going to reboot the whole entire franchise or whatever, but do we have any speculation of what they want to do? Like, where could they go from here if they wanted to?
I think Chris Pratt's gonna leave, so they're gonna have to go with a whole new cast, if anything.
Well, no, the chick, the little girl, is going to become a
adult.
Well, she's gonna become a dragon, whatever, or dragon. Dinosaur
A Naruto.
She's gonna become the dinosaur tamer, like Chris Pratt, because he was showing her in the
Okay.
movie how to do it, and then it's gonna be adult her trying to do that with like the leftover animals or dinosaurs in the world, and I don't know. Hopefully, she just gets eaten by a dinosaur at the end.
There was definitely not a lot of people getting eaten in this movie.
Right?
Like, everybody in the main cast survived. Even the one pilot chick where she had, like, no role in this movie. Becca, I like your ceiling. What am I looking at over here?
Sorry. I think
Right.
Adam's joke was so underrated. The way-
I didn't...
what did you said, like, what do you think is going to happen with the girl? Or, like, what is she going to become? And Adam said, an adult.
I know,
Thank you, Becca.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about the future of Jurassic Park. Like, what are they going to do next? Because this is a big franchise for Universal. They're not just going to, like, dump it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I'm aware of is they have, like, a kids' Netflix show called, like, Camp Cretaceous or something like that.
Yeah, Cretaceous. It's new. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. I've seen it.
You know what I would like to see?
What?
I would like to see basically Ark, but in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World or whatever the frick they do. I want to see a war. So I want to see humans take over dinosaurs and dragons and go to war with each other. Literally, just make Ark the game into this like a huge war movie.
I think
That'd be great.
they already made that. They call it Transformers: Age of Extinction.
That's so true.
I mean, technically, like, they already kind of went through that phase with the raptors, making them, like, war machines.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's
they were
true.
trying to do it with like multiple dinosaurs, so they just need to make a war.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see, I guess.
No.
I think it'd be sick to see just like a bunch of dinosaurs and like, hey, Dad's home. Bunch of dinosaurs and like humans just killing each other, like a rated R movie, just some blood.
Gotcha. Hi, Dad. Tell Dad he's being recorded right now.
This is being recorded?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
What?
can hear me, obviously. Hey, how's it going?
Nobody wants to watch this.
Dad, you'll be on the channel.
You guys need some jokes.
Hot take.
I'll come up with some.
Okay.
I know you
Okay. Thanks, Dad.
Dad, tell a dad joke.
Yeah, tell Dad joke. Come back.
one girl, and she was cross-eyed. It didn't work out. We couldn't see eye to eye. Matter of fact, I think she was seeing someone on the side.
You gotta keep that in, Josh.
You 100% gotta keep that in.
People are gonna love
Oh, Josh, you gotta tag Dwayne the Rock Johnson in it too.
Oh,
my
gosh.
god,
Credit.
Josh, what if we blow up?
it. That's gonna be our viral
That's how,
video.
that's how we go
It'll be
viral from Dad quoting
You can do
the
a
one line
TikTok.
from Jungle Cruise.
You could do a TikTok where it's just like that clip of saying "Dad," say a dad joke, and it's him saying it. And that'd be really funny. I feel like that
Oh
would
my
work.
gosh.
Come on, Josh, tag Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
All right, I'll tag Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Great.
They're both bald. They're both good-looking men. I mean,
All right, well, let's wrap this up. We've been filming for almost 50 minutes. What would you guys give this on a scale from 1 to 10? Let me give you the scale right now. Oh, sorry, not 1 from 10. 0 to 10. 0 being laughable, 1 to 2 being don't bother, 3 to 5 watch at your own risk, 6 through 8 tolerable, and 9 through 10 is a must watch. I'll go first. I will give this movie 3 shirtless Jeff Goldblums out of 10.
I'll give it 5 nostalgia points, but -10 for each plot hole that there is. So,
So
So -5?
no.
No, -15.
I said 5 for nostalgia minus 10. That's 5. -5.
-5. Okay, so that would be laughable. This whole movie is laughable in your eyes.
You know, I don't think they intended it to be like a comedy, but
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Adam
Liz?
or Liz? Sorry, let's do Adam last. Liz, what do you say?
A 2.
A 2. Okay, so you're saying don't bother.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Adam. What about you? With your Dawson hat from Jurassic Park 1.
I'm gonna give it a 1 Blues blue ball out of 10. She doesn't have 2 because she's transgender.
That's how that works.
So thanks for watching this episode of the Simonji Podcast and listening if you're listening to the audio-only version of it. Be sure to subscribe to the KPL Universe channel so you get notified whenever we post a new podcast episode. You can find us online if you're on the go. You can look up the Simonji Podcast on Google, Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio for all your podcast player choices. All your podcast players of choice. Nailed it first time. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to add before I stop recording?
They definitely all should have died in that plane crash.
They all should have died multiple times.
100% should have died in the plane crash.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no way they're surviving that.
Thanks for watching, everybody.